Hi everyone, I'm sorry about the very boring background behind me, but the reason I am recording this video on a blank wall is because I don't want to give you any spoilers of the apartment that I end up choosing, because this is my apartment hunting video. Before I moved to New York City, I used to love watching these videos. These videos were so helpful for me. First of all, being a foreigner and never living in a New York City apartment before, to pretty much understand what I could afford and what I could expect. So before we jump into the video itself, I wanted to give you a little bit of context. So before we even came to New York City, I started looking at apartments on Street Easy, and my dad was also looking at apartments.com. But we also were walking around, and if we saw like a building that seemed nice, we would just like see a sign or something on the streets. We would go in and ask if there were a realtor or somebody that we could call to see any units available at that building. We visited 16 apartments from what I can recall. But for the sake of this video, I'm only going to show you 9 of the units that we saw. And I think it was really important for us to really make a list of the essentials that we needed on the apartment. And for me, it was laundry in building and elevators. But the most important thing was what we called emotional security, meaning that my parents and I would have to be completely comfortable with the decision that we make in terms of safety, and do I feel safe coming back home by myself at night? Do I feel comfortable walking on my street? And also, like, do my parents feel comfortable leaving me here to live by myself? We were mostly looking for apartments in the Midtown area because it's the area that I'm most familiar with, and also where we have very easy access to subway and transportation. So most of the apartments that we saw were in Midtown. And our budget was between $1,900 to $2,300. We still got a little bit of the prices from the pandemic, but the prices started to pick up a little bit right at that week when we were touring. Also, make sure to leave a comment below of which apartment do you think I ended up choosing, and come back next week because I'm going to review the apartment that I am currently living. With all that being said, let's jump right into the video. We started our tour seeing 3 units at this building located near Columbus Circle. All 3 units were south-facing and fully furnished alcove studios, which was a huge deal for us considering that I don't own any furniture. The building had 24-hour doorman, elevators, laundry room, and a garden. I've never heard of that in New York City, plus a roof deck. It was a pre-war building, so there were old finishes and old furniture as well, but it gives it character. All utilities were included for $2,500. What I liked the most about this unit in particular was that it came with newer appliances in the kitchen, but it had a lot of seating space and it didn't have a desk or a table. The second unit had a couch and a coffee table. Again, it was an alcove studio, just like the first one. This one had a little bit more of a closet space. It was better than the first one that we visited. The bathroom was a little bit weird, so I didn't really record it. It had a dining table and a desk, and the kitchen didn't have a lot of new appliances, but it would still work. Oh, and it had a dishwasher. This was the last unit that we visited on that building. It was the brightest one we saw. The kitchen again didn't have a lot of the new appliances, but it would work. Alcove studio again, and this one in particular had a lot of storage space in the closet area, and the bathroom was pretty normal again for a pre-war building. And I forgot to mention that all 3 units from this building had a walk-in closet right in the entrance that could serve as a coat closet or some more storage for whatever you would need. Next up, we toured this south-facing studio located next to Ports Authority and the Hudson Yards in a newer building. It had a doorman, an elevator, a laundry room, an outdoor patio, plus a gym that you would have to pay like a monthly fee to use. It had great storage room, and the view was pretty nice with soundproof windows, and the bathroom was great, and the rent would be $2,400. Also close to Columbus Circle, we visited 3 very different units in this building, but I chose to show you this one because of these windows and the amount of light and space this unit had. It was an older building and it wasn't really well kept. It had an elevator and a laundry room, and the rent was $1,950 per month. This unit was honestly a little too big. The kitchen was nice, and I remember that the fridge was brand new. Okay, so this apartment was so sad. It faced the walls and the living space was ridiculously small. It had renovated finishes and great common areas such as a roof deck, a co-working space, a gym, a laundry room, elevator, and a doorman. It was located in Herald Square and the rent was $1,975. This was probably one of my favorite units we visited. I personally loved the bathroom because it didn't require shower curtains because it had this glass door in the shower. It was located in a newer building that had a gym, a laundry room, a lounge room, doorman, and an amazing view of Midtown with southwest facing windows. Even the kitchen had a great view. The rent for this unit went a little bit over our budget. It was $2,995 per month. We toured 3 units at this building in the East Village. It was pretty small, but it had a cute balcony. It didn't have a lot of storage space, but the building had a laundry room, a doorman, but the elevator was out of service, and all of that was $2,500 per month. Lastly, we toured the studio in the Upper West Side. It was nice to see it decorated, but they don't rent it furnished. It was pretty tight and dark. It had decent storage space, but the best thing about the studio was its bathroom, and the rent was around $1,900. So that was it. Leave a comment below about which apartment do you think I ended up choosing, and make sure to subscribe because next week I'm going to make an apartment tour of the apartment that I am living in now. I hope this was helpful and I'll see you next time. Bye.